Santas have the suit.
Could that man be Santa Claus?
Nope, Santa got a grumpy face.
Some even have the sleigh. But only one
Look at him, Grandpa. Ask him.
He thinks you're Santa Claus.
has the magic.
I am. There is only one true Santa Claus.
I guess there's no doubt about it.
Miracle on 34th Street.
Nuts, I should have got his autograph.
Rated PG. Sneak preview tonight and tomorrow.
Hello, I'm Katie and welcome back to Retromade. Today, we're heading into holiday territory with the 1994 remake of Miracle on 34th Street. The version that tried to bring Kris Kringle into the 90s ended up becoming its own nostalgic time capsule. So let's dig into the movie, as well as the era, and why this version still delivers some cozy Christmas vibes decades later. My guest today is a familiar face, my regular podcast partner in crime, Ryan Rebalkin. Welcome, Ryan.
Thanks, Katie. It's a pleasure to be here, and happy holidays and Merry Christmas and all those things to you and your listeners.
Thank you. Yeah, at the time of this recording, American Thanksgiving was Thursday, like a day or so ago. Yeah. So now it's officially Christmas time. I have a kind of a festive sweater on.
It's great.
So, yeah, Ryan, you have a full slate of shows and projects going on at any given time. So why don't you remind us what you're working on these days?
Let's just keep it simple. Check out the Director's Chair Network, which, of course, your John Hughes coverage is on. But if people are interested in hearing other directors' works, just Google the Director's Chair Network podcast. It'll come up where it's available. It's available everywhere, YouTube and audio. And for poops and giggles, check out the Worst of the Best podcast. That's where Katie's been on before as well. And that's the one where we do a variety of different topics, and we just pick the worst from the best. And I'm really looking forward to our end of the year episode, the Dead Celebrity Roundup, which is always our most fun, where we pick the worst celebrity death. And how does that work, Katie? There's two things. One, which one affected us the worst? Which one hurt the worst? The biggest fan that we might have been, and which would we think is the worst person that died? So we're kind of happy they're gone. Not in the bad, you know what I mean? But I didn't really like that person, So
that is a fun episode. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well. Okay. Let's rock and roll. I'm excited for this.
I think this is the only John Hughes movie that we're covering on this season from 1994. So before we get into the movie, let's get into the mood from 31 years ago.
For context, Katie, I graduated high school June of 93.
Wow. Yeah, my sister graduated in 93 too. One of my sisters. There you go. So we are going to open the time capsule and spin the wheel of Retromade categories and see how. I have a feeling you're going to be good at these since you.
Maybe.
Okay. We have Commercial Countdown.
Okay.
In 1994, there were some notable campaigns. These are pretty good ones. Okay. There's an iconic and long-running slogan and campaign that first launched in 1994, aiming to capture the unique flavors of the candy through a sensory experience.
So you have to keep in mind, I'm also Canadian, so some of your candies, products, and stuff might not have
This is it.
Here.
I have a feeling.
Oh, is this the M&M's one?
You're on the right track. It's similar. It's a colorful candy.
Skittles?
Yes. And what was the campaign?
Oh, Taste the Rainbow or something? Oh,
okay.
There you go. Oh, boy. Boy, their marketing works, eh? Jeez.
Skittles are really good.
They're good. I do prefer. I don't mind. It's got that tartness. I'm not a big tart guy. I'm more of a sweet guy. I'd rather have M&Ms, but sure, I'll eat a bag of Skittles. I mean, force my hand, Katie. I'll eat a bag of Skittles.
So let's find another category that crosses the cultural boundaries of countries.
Your wheel's adorable, by the way.
VHS Vault is the category we've come to. So I have a feeling you're going to be really good at this. Top rented movies of 1994.
This is tricky because VHS in the time is like, for example, I mean, we're going to be talking about Mr. Attenborough today, and he was in Jurassic Park 1993. Yes. So that came out in 93. So I assume it ran in the summer of 93. So I assume it was on VHS rental in 94. So would Jurassic Park be up there for a top rental?
That's a really good guess.
You get what I'm saying? Did
Yeah.
they come out quicker than I remember back then?
Sometimes it's a crapshoot because some movies are so big that they stay in the theater for longer. You know what I mean? So keep
Give me
that
some
in
hints.
mind. Yes.
Give
Okay.
some
So I was
hints.
going to see if you had any just off the top of your head.
No, I can't remember.
Okay. This film was the top video cassette rental, hence our VHS Vault title of the category. It
Right.
stars, boy, it's going to give it away.
Right.
Tom Hanks is the lead star, and then there's another lead woman. If I say her name,
Forrest Gump. Yeah.
no,
Oh, really? Not Forrest Gump?
it is a romantic comedy. They fall in love across the country from each other.
Sleepless in Seattle was then? See, this is what I mean. I think Forrest Gump was 93. When was Sleepless? Was that after Forrest? Because I'm 99% sure Forrest Gump was 93, 94 because it lost to Pulp Fiction for Best Picture. Or, sorry, Pulp Fiction lost to Forrest Gump for Best Picture. And that was a big kerfuffle. Boy, this is crazy. I thought Sleepless in Seattle was an earlier film. So this is what's
it came out in 93.
So he had 2 films that year
Yeah.
that were big.
I mean, Tom Hanks was, he was huge at the time. So yeah.
I'm surprised. That one beat? Wow.
Well, again,
Gump,
these are video rentals,
Okay.
so think of, you're strolling with maybe your boyfriend and your girlfriend through,
Forrest Gump was
Blockbuster.
94. People get mad at
Okay.
me. So it came in the theaters in 94. So I guess, you're
That
renting
tracks.
Sleepless in
Mhm.
93. This
Yep.
is so weird. This is what I mean. I get so confused.
This
Sleepless
one
in Seattle
is-
came
yeah.
out in 93 and you're renting in 94. Yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
exactly. Okay.
All right.
Now, next one. Released in late 93, this film
Okay.
was the 5th most rented video of 94, starring Harrison Ford. Is that helping you at all?
It
or do you
does
need
help me. Was he doing the Clear and Present Danger films then?
same kind of genre? He
Oh,
was
Air Force
wrongly
One?
convicted
Yeah.
of
course.
murdering his wife.
Why is it wasn't me, it was a one-armed man. What was that called? The Fugitive, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, very good. Very good.
Oh my gosh. And that's the classic meme from Tom Lee Jones. I don't care. I love that meme when he's yelling in the
Mhm.
tunnel. Harrison Ford says, I didn't kill her, I'm innocent. And Tom Lee Jones is like, I don't care. I'm ordered to arrest you. Like, let the courts figure this out. I just have to arrest you. I love that.
All right. The highly successful legal and political thriller. That seems like very much this time.
Yeah.
Lots of that going on at this time. It's based on a John Grisham novel. 4th
Okay.
most rented film of 94. It stars Julia Roberts.
Yeah, I was going to say, was it The Pelican Brief with Denzel Washington?
Yes, law student who
Yeah.
uncovers a dangerous conspiracy. You're right. It is The Pelican Brief.
Denzel, one of my favorite actors of all time. You know what's funny with Julia? I have softened with her. I don't know
I
why
love
I was so
her.
hard. I was hard on her because remember, I'm a teen when she's a big actress. Like her stratosphere of stardom was when I was a teenager, and I don't know what it was that she didn't. But as I've gotten older, I've gotten to appreciate her a little bit more. And that's the same with other ones you've covered on your show, like people like Patrick Swayze. We've talked about that, where I wasn't a big fan of his growing
Yeah.
up because it just seemed like he was like, come on, you're not Sly, you're not Arnold. Who do you think you are, Mr. Swayze, pretty boy? But when I got older, I was like, oh, I like him. So.
Well, I'm kind of surprised about Julia because she's very attractive. Didn't you think she was at least nice to look at?
Well, yes, she is a very pretty, of course, in Pretty Woman. I think it was just her, I don't know. I think it might have been her laugh in Pretty Woman bugged me. I think it was rubbed off.
I can
and
see
I think
that.
that movie bugged me.
Oh,
But
I love it.
I've grown to like her over the years. And I will say we actually share the same birthday. If you can believe
You and Julia Roberts.
Yeah, we're both born October 28th. Yes. So
Oh.
I'm reminded yearly that we share the same birthday.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Okay, this is wild. This is another. We were just talking about how on fire Tom Hanks was at the time.
Right. Yes.
This is another hot video rental at this time was another Tom Hanks movie.
Well, that has to be Philadelphia.
It is. Are you cheating, Ryan?
No, Denzel. Denzel, of course, played the guy who was like kind of, I wouldn't say homophobic, but I guess, yeah. homophobic, definitely in that film. And, having to help. I saw that. I believe I saw Philadelphia in the theater. And I just seen it the one time. Just the one time, but I saw it in the theater. Because I was
It's not
such a
a
big
real
Tom Hanks.
rewatch. It's the content of it doesn't
No,
spark.
it's tough.
Yeah.
Watching somebody die of AIDS is always kind of it's the feel good movie of the year. I put Philadelphia and Schindler's List on every holiday season to get the movie.
Yeah. So just as a reminder, you guys, Tom Hanks won an Oscar for that.
2
role.
in a row.
Mm-hmm.
He was a back-to-back winner for Philadelphia and for Forrest Gump. He was a
Forrest Gump.
back-to-back winner. Yeah.
Who doesn't love Tom Hanks, man? I mean, he's like
People
this
don't.
America's sweetheart.
A lot of people don't.
Well, you got to
believe
be
it or not.
crazy if you don't.
I love his movies. I
Yeah.
do enjoy his movies. Yes.
Last one, Ryan.
Okay. I'm not doing very good, by the way.
Actually, you are. Because this, I will say again, this category is a little tricky because it's not, it's the rentals. So you're trying to figure out
There's so many. Here's the thing about the 90s too. That was such a heyday of great films. Like we just talked about all these films with just Tom Hanks. I mean, from Forrest Gump, Philadelphia, Sleepless in Seattle. Then he was a League of Their Own just before that. I am looking at it over here now.
Oh, I forgot League of Their Own. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just he had a run, right? And then Apollo 13, then Toy Story. So this guy, and then Saving Private Ryan. This guy has a run.
Yeah. I mean, he never stopped, to be honest with you, because he was real big in the 80s with all those comedies.
And Toy Story 5 is being made right now, by the way.
Is it? Can I admit something? I've never seen any Toy Story movie.
Oh, they're fun. And I
hear
guess,
that, but I just, it doesn't draw me in.
Well, you're a motherless woman, so,
yes. I am a mother to canine kids.
Yes.
But that doesn't, Toy Story.
They're great. Actually, legit, it's great storytelling.
I hear that. Is. I mean, I believe it.
And the other thing is, too, is I relate to the boy, especially the first one, about him playing with his toys and having his relationship with his toys. That was me. I had a relationship with my toys, and so I totally get that storytelling of. And then it's about a boy who grows old, and that's the thing that you outgrow your toys. So it's a really heartfelt type storyline. Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah,
maybe one day. There's just so much content.
There's too much. I know.
All right, last one of this category. Okay. This action thriller starring Clint Eastwood as a Secret Service agent haunted by his past. Third most rented video of the year. What movie is this?
Haunted by his past. Was this the one where he's protecting the president? No.
Secret Service agent. Yeah.
With John Malkovich? No. Okay. He had a few in the 90s too. I love Clint. Unforgiven. He had In the Line of Fire was the one I'm thinking of. But it's not that one.
It is that one. It is that one. In the Line of Fire.
Oh, In the Line
Secret
of Fire.
Service agent. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll never forget the classic scene. He's right along beside the car. It's just funny. Clint was old then. That was 30 years ago, but he wasn't old. And he was, but he wasn't. He's 60 something, which is not really that old. But it's just funny to think Clint Eastwood was an old actor in the 90s, but he was 60 something.
I mean, that's not young.
It's not young, but it's not like it's. I know, but he's still alive. The guy. It's crazy.
He's what, mid 90s maybe.
Oh, he's. I think he's just about dead. Fingers crossed. But
he's still working
dead before the end of the year. No, he's 95. 95.
Yeah, and he's still like directing things. I feel like.
Well, bless his heart, he's still doing it. The last film that he starred in was Cry Macho in 2021. The last one he directed was Juror Number 2 in 2024, which I saw that movie. I didn't even know it was him that directed it until I saw the movie. So that was his last film, which is only, I guess, a year ago. I don't think he's directing anything right now. I think he might officially be retired.
Oh, okay.
Unofficially. I don't think he's got anything on the go right now. 95. Come on, Clint.
I swear I saw like a still of him on a set of something. I could be wrong. Wow. But anyway, good on you. I mean.
Yeah.
Betty White worked until she died at 99.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
All right. We have one more category. We came to back in the headlines, Ryan.
Oh,
big news stories in 94. Okay. There's a few of them that are really well known, so I'd be surprised if you didn't get them.
Sure.
Okay. January 94, the U.S. and the world was captivated by a bizarre incident at a figure skating practice session.
Oh, this is the
Olympic hopeful was clubbed on the knee.
Kate. Nancy Kerrigan and the blonde-haired one. What was her name again? Frick, don't tell me. I know her name. If I saw the name in a freaking 1,000-name lineup, I'd pick it out. Nancy Kerrigan and
her main rival, Tanya, is her first name.
Tanya Harding.
Yes. Yeah. So, the attack on figure skater Nancy Kerrigan.
Oh, back to the leg.
Mm-hmm. Or was it a baseball bat or some sort of?
I swear she got hit with a baseball bat, but wasn't Tanya that did the blow? I don't think. I think
no. There was a whole, and movies have been made, and we'll actually talk about it.
Yes, Margot Robbie plays Tanya. Tanya or something. I want to see that film, but I think it was.
You haven't seen it? It's good.
My understanding is she got somebody to hit somebody with a bat with her leg, right, or something.
And her husband.
Is that kind of weird to you? It's such a what a weird. Just be better than her.
Well, I think she still asserts that she had nothing to do with it, that her husband paid this, and it was like some guy that, but many movies have been made about it over the last 30 years. I, Tonya is really good, but a lot of TV movies and stuff, remember in the 90s, there were a lot of TV movies.
Yeah.
I loved it about this kind of stuff. Okay. Now this next one, on June 17th, 94, an estimated 95 million viewers tuned in to watch live footage of police pursuing a very specific vehicle in the
A white
Los
Ford
Angeles.
Bronco.
And who was it carrying?
OJ, who is innocent. May he rest in peace.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
You know what? I honestly, you know what? If put my little tinfoil hat on here, what will a father do for his son? I believe he took the hit for his son. I don't know. There's a part of me, the glove didn't fit because it fit his son, Katie.
Well, I sort of believe the conspiracy about Jean-Benet Ramsey, that the son did it, maybe.
Well,
that they covered.
Hear me out here. Think about it. Think about it. OJ, the reason why he could be so like when he did get out, like how could he go on Twitter? How could he have this? Because he actually didn't kill anyone. His crime was protecting his son. If you put that cap on, that's how he could be still kind of the jovial OJ that he was. Because if you think about it, he didn't kill his wife and the lover. It was the son who was mad at his mother stepping out. So there you go. The glove didn't fit. OJ covered for his son, and life goes on.
I don't buy it. They were already broken up. It's not like they were.
How dare you?
Yeah.
No.
But I
OJ's
like
innocent.
Tin hat. Thanks for playing conspiracy theories with Katie and Ryan.
Let us know in the show notes if Ryan's off as a rocker.
All right, last one, Ryan.
Okay.
April 5th, the music world was rocked by the death of the lead singer
Freddie
of
Mercury.
Say again?
Freddie Mercury.
Nope, that was earlier.
Oh, that was earlier. Okay, geez.
Lead singer of iconic grunge band.
Oh, okay. Another conspiracy. He was murdered. He was murdered by whole singer Courtney Love.
His suicide.
Oh.
At the age of 27. Now, there's the conspiracy. There's this whole the 27.
There
club.
is conspiracy. Look, just Google it, folks. Have some fun. All I say about conspiracy theories, Katie, is I don't necessarily subscribe. You've heard my Worst of the Best podcast. I don't necessarily subscribe to them, but they're fun to examine and talk about. Like, why did people get there? What is their evidence?
Fun, but some really cause real harm and damage to people, like not believing school shootings and stuff like that.
Oh, that's different. Yeah, right.
But they're all conspiracy theories. So
Kurt Cobain caused the damage himself. I think the damage has been done.
So yes, the answer is the death of Kurt Cobain.
Yeah.
Well, that concludes this portion of the time capsule on Retromade. Thank you for playing, Ryan.
It's always fun. I'm not very good at it, but it is fun to think. Those days for me, because I'm old, I'm 50 now, and those days, it seems like yesterday. Like, I remember when Kurt killed himself. I remember when Nancy got hit with the baseball bat. Like, it's just weird. I remember OJ and the verdict and all that stuff. It's just weird that, the rounds that made everything happened at once. Look at what a busy year, right?
Well, the mid 90s really were. And it's 30. Also, you're right. It does kind of seem both like forever ago in that these things have been parodied and joked about so much now that it almost doesn't seem real. But this really did happen. But a lot happened, man.
A lot happened. But you know what else happened, Katie? Miracle on 34th Street was released.
It was. So shall we get into the 1994 remake of Miracle on 34th Street, Ryan? This is one of 4 remakes that we're covering on this John Hughes season.
Oh.
Can you think of the other 3?
Oh boy, you're putting me on the spot because I listened to all your episodes. Remakes. So I'd have to go to the John Hughes.
You can't look it up. You can't look it up.
I'm going to right now just because I don't even know what necessarily has been a remake, to be honest with you.
Well, we've covered 2 on the show. 1 has not been released yet.
Okay, well, I'm just looking, to be honest with you. He was, I guess 101 Dalmatians. Well, no, you're covering writing too, so that was a remake, I guess.
Yep, 101 Dalmatians is one of them, and that episode
hasn't
come out yet.
Okay, that hasn't come out yet. Miracle 34th Street is number 2. Well, I guess, would Dennis the Menace be considered a remake?
Yeah, Dennis the Menace.
And then I'm just looking.
One more.
Boy, can I just say how much I love Savage Islands? Can we talk about Savage
Well,
Islands
we
again?
will in just a minute. We need
Okay.
to, yeah.
All right. What's the fourth one?
Flubber.
I was
Recently
wondering
covered.
Flubber. Okay.
Did you not
That's
listen to the episode, Ryan?
Yeah, why don't? Yes, you're like me though. You listen when you're doing
Yeah,
chores
yeah,
and stuff.
yeah,
Sometimes you don't catch all the
Yeah,
nuances, but
for sure.
yes, Flubber. That's right. That's right. Rest in peace to the great Robin. Yeah, but
Now-
those are remakes, I guess. So this is what I mean. I think Miracle on 34th Street is a true remake because Dennis the Menace and stuff is kind of like based on a comic, and I know what you're saying, but I would consider Miracle on 34th Street a true. This was a live action film that came out, a few decades before, black and white, I believe. So, which I have seen that version. Have you seen the 1947?
Yes, I'm
version?
glad to hear that because I was going to
Okay.
ask you because I actually
It's been a spell, but I've seen it.
Okay, I actually rewatched it yesterday because
okay.
so you guys, Miracle on 34th Street, I'm pretty sure I watched it on Hulu, and then
Yes.
the recommended title for me that was just queued up,
Right,
was the
Yeah.
original, and so I was like, I honestly don't think I had watched it all the way through, like in one
Okay.
sitting. I know I'd seen pieces of it, so I watched them back to back. So a lot of my thoughts are comparisons or contrasting the two. But you guys, this did come out November 18th, 1994. And Ryan, to your point, what else came out November 18th that you and I covered, but in 1983? You just mentioned it.
Oh, Savage Islands, also known as what was Nate or something.
Nate and Hayes is
Yeah,
what
Nate
it
and
was
Hayes.
released in the US under, aka Savage Islands in
Freaking love that movie
Yeah.
so much. Guys, if you haven't seen Savage Island / Nate and Hayes or listen to our episode, go check out that movie. You might have to, I don't know, go to some pirating site. I don't know where I think that's where I watched it, was a pirating site. I don't think I don't know, how did you watch it? Or you
I
can
know, I
rent
was
it on
just
YouTube
thinking,
maybe.
I can't
Maybe you can-
recall. A lot of times if I can't find them, I have enough time, I will request it from my library. So it's possible
You
that's
have
what I did.
that great library option. I don't really have that where I am, but that's cool that you can do that.
Mhm.
Yeah. Savage Eyes, written by
Yeah.
John Hughes.
Yeah. So these are vastly different movies, you guys.
Oh yes.
But also PG. I think we were surprised that Savage Islands, aka Nate and Hayes, was rated PG, but both were
83
both
PG.
Yeah.
83. The 83 PG is like, yeah.
Now, regarding its release date, November 18th was its wide release. I do want to note that it had a premiere on the 15th in 94 at Radio City Music Hall in New York with a 30-minute stage show with the Rockettes and a performance by Kenny G.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Yes, it was like a really big deal.
He's the #1 saxophone player in the world.
Is he?
Well, you know what his net worth is? I'll quickly look at it. It's insane.
It's
The
wild.
guy, it is insane. You'll be maybe you won't be surprised because I've oversold a little bit, but yeah, he's worth $100 million. I mean, that's not bad for playing the saxophone.
I mean, there's not that many famous sax players, but yeah, that jazz, that typical, Kenny G's.
69 now. Wow.
Everybody's old. I'm telling you.
I know. It's
Ryan.
great. I know. So, you know what his last name is? I didn't know this till now.
No.
Gorlick. So I can see why they might have just called him Kenny G now.
And that's why
Gorlick.
if I got famous, I would go as Katie G.
Oh,
No, I'm
Katie
just
G. Katie G. All
I'm
right.
just kidding. The director here, I don't know if you're familiar with Les Mayfield.
I looked him up just to see. I think it's a him because Les could be a female name, to be honest with you. I
It's a
assume
man, and we've covered him already on the show.
Yes, that's what I was like. It's funny how these directors will do a certain movie or whatever it is. You're like, what? Like I hate to say they're nobody directors. I don't mean that in a disparaging way, but like, what else have they done in Hollywood? Like, how did they get this gig? So yeah, he directed Flubber.
Yeah, that's how we. So you guys, again, he directed Flubber, also John Hughes written or co-written. He got his debut though with Encino Man in
I know.
'92.
Which is
I
weird.
love that movie.
That wasn't like a small movie back in the 90s. Like I think it did fairly well. Like it was made. I'm looking now. It's made for $7 million, made $41 million. So it did well for the studio. It had Sean Austin, Brendan Fraser, Pauly Shore. So kind of the silly comedy of the 90s. So how did he get the gig? That's what I always wonder. You know what I mean? Hey, we're directing this movie with some fun actors, and okay, Les, you get the job.
They know somebody who knows somebody, or they've worked with so and so in the past. You work with people that you like and would like to work again with in the future. And
I guess, but then it's like this next film 2 years later of release is Miracle on 34th Street, which looks and acts and is a proper film.
Are you saying Encino Man is not a proper
Well, you know what I
film?
mean by that. It's a '90s comedy film.
Yeah.
It's a silly film. But
Mhm.
you don't have to really put who cares about whatever. It's just weird to me. And then he did Blue Streak with Martin Lawrence, which I didn't see. Then American Outlaws, which is kind of a fun. I love westerns, so he did that one. Then The Man with Samuel L. Jackson, Eugene Levy, which is kind of whatever. And then another one with Cedric the Entertainer called The Cleaner. And that's it. But what a weird 7-film streak. It's like, I'm done.
Sometimes those people, maybe he went on to, I didn't look up, but maybe he's more of a producer and he didn't, you know what I mean? Things like that.
His Wikipedia is sparse. That's his last film. It doesn't say why he stopped directing. It doesn't say how he started directing. Yeah, it's weird.
Well, there is a through line. All his movies are comedies. You know,
except for American Outlaws is sort of maybe it's a lighter fare western per se, but it's a western action film. So I'm sure there's comedy beats. That's Colin Farrell in it. I love Colin Farrell.
I don't think I've seen that.
Fun. Yeah. It's been a while. 24 years already. 24 years ago. What is going on with time?
I don't know. I don't know. It's one and the same. It's both. It goes by so fast, but then like at work, the days don't go by slow at work. It's just like the weeks do. Okay. I live for the weekend and there's not enough weekend, you know?
It's terrible. We literally, as the song says, everybody's working for the weekend, Katie.
It's true. It is. I don't know if you guys knew. I don't think I did until I started this season. A lot of movies that John Hughes wrote or co-wrote, and this is one of them. I had no idea. I did not know this. Yeah. So he is credited with the screenplay. Yes. Yeah. And a lot of times when he writes, he also produces. Okay. Yeah. And directs. But yes, this is a Hughes film.
When he's the producer, I know he's not directing. I would assume with a guy like Les, it's almost like the producer, as you know, has the ability to fire the director. The director can't fire the producer. That's the power. That's the power of the producer. The director can't fire the producer. The producer is the money, is the boss. I would suspect that John Hughes, though he wasn't behind I felt like he could have been a ghost director in this film.
It's possible.
But I don't know Les's work very well enough to say this is his lens. This was his.
Well, and sometimes it's really hard to tell. Like I talked about in the Flubber episode too. Spoiler alert, I hated that movie. And I was like, what is happening here? And
how could you hate Flubber?
And I think some of it is hard to tell. Like you don't really see the usual fingerprints of either director or writer because it's a remake, you know, because you have to kind of stick loosely at least to the original. But so Hughes is credited co-writing this. The story credit reflecting the original concept for the 1947 film is Valentin Davies, and George Seaton received a shared screenplay credit, recognized that the 94 script was based on the story and original screenplay by Davies and Seaton. So we have 3 players here writing.
Right.
And just as a quick recap, this is 6-year-old Susan Walker discovers that dreams do come true if you really believe. She has doubts about childhood's most enduring miracle, Santa Claus. Her mother, Dory, in the original, her name is Doris, but in this movie, her name is modernized somehow to Dory. Mm-hmm. She told her the secret about him a long time ago, so she doesn't expect to receive the most important gifts on her Christmas list. But after meeting a special department store Santa who's convinced that he's the real thing, she's given the most precious gift of all, something to believe in. Aww. All right, Ryan, are you familiar with Richard Attenborough? He plays our Kris Kringle.
Well, yeah, I mean, of course, he was, like I said, he was John Hammond in Jurassic Park, which was for teenage Ryan. I was 18 at that time. That was probably my first real introduction to him as an actor or whatever, like, you know, in one of the biggest movies of Hollywood at the time. I don't really know him as an actor since or before, don't know his career. So when he was in this film, I had to Google him again. I was like, oh, that's him. I didn't even recognize him as the dinosaur zoo guy walking with a cane. And I knew the name. Like, it's one of those names. I've watched movies a long time, and so you just see and hear names, especially with directors. I had forgotten he was a director, and he's directed some really big films and films that I enjoy, like, i.e., one of my favorite films is Chaplin with Robert Downey Jr. I saw that film in the theaters when I was 17. I actually watched Chaplin, the biopic on Charlie Chaplin, played by Robert Downey Jr. in the theaters.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he is.
Have you seen that film?
Maybe, but nothing is ringing a bell. But he won an Oscar for a directing role, a very famous movie, Gandhi from
Yeah,
82.
Gandhi, Cry Freedom, Bridge Too Far. These are big. So I don't really know his story. This is weird that he's in movies and he's directed. Again, how did he get these big films? Like, how did he get the...
Well, he's also known for, when he was a younger man in the 1963 movie, The Great Escape. And
I've seen that, and I forgot that was in it, but I've seen that movie.
He does a lot of directing. I mean, he won an Oscar for Gandhi was a huge movie. I will say, if the name Attenborough sounds familiar, and some of you might be wondering, is he related to David? He is.
That's the confusion. That's what I think my brain went to. Is like, is that the last name? Yeah.
And so he is the older brother of David Attenborough, who is the only person, did you know, who has been knighted twice.
Knighted twice?
Twice for his work in conservation. David Attenborough. Wow. Yeah, everyone loves him.
Very, very talented family, eh?
Yeah. Yeah. I think they both went to what's like the famous like Ivy League English college. Cambridge? Is that the one I'm thinking of? Yeah.
Sounds right.
Now, the original Kris Kringle, the one in 1947, was played by Edmund Gwynn, who received an Oscar for his role in that, which I didn't know. Yeah, so the original guy. Now, there's a famous person that I think you like that was considered for this role, and it would have been very different. I don't know if you're going to get any guesses. An older man.
Sean Connery.
How did you know?
I remember reading that. I did remember reading that. And it's funny. Okay, so let me talk about that. So yes, I love Sean Connery. I grew up with him as well. James Bond, of course, other great films that he's been in. Great actor. I'm kind of glad they didn't. I will say that as much as I love Sean Connery, I would have just been watching Sean Connery. I think Richard has the ability to, just like I said, I'm like, who's this guy? I think I know who he is. So he was able to embrace or get into the Santa role without me being distracted by him. I would have been watching Sean Connery.
Sean Connery. Yeah, you're right.
And he would have done a great job as an actor. He can act very well, but ... Sean Connery. That's the novelty is Sean Connery playing. Yeah. So I thought Richard, I don't want to talk too much about it right now if you're not there yet, but yeah, I'm glad it wasn't Sean just because it might have distracted from the movie, but it would have added more to the box office, I'm sure, but yeah.
Well, yeah. So speaking of that, so the budget here was $28 million, and the worldwide gross was $46.3 million.
Yeah,
it made money, just not a big booming success. There was a really crowded '94.
Yeah, wasn't there another movie that competed with this? That might have been a Christmas movie too.
The Santa Claus.
That's huge. That movie was huge.
So they came out at the same time.
And families, budget, Christmas time. It's kind of like, hey, we're going to take the kids to a Christmas film. I would have had I had a young family at that time. I was 19. So I didn't have a family. I was actually a few years away from having my first kid, mind you. But the point is, yeah, if I was on a budget, I'd be like, well, we can take the kids to one Christmas film. Then you're going to pick the Santa Claus. It's just, you just kind of know it's going to be a more fun film for the kids maybe than.
Yeah, which kind of bums me out because I would argue this is a much better movie. It's really Christmassy, like old timey. I kind of like that stuff.
Okay.
Whereas the Santa Claus is just like goofier. Like kids
Yes.
have a small attention span.
Yes.
Which kind of bums me out that they can't
Yes and
appreciate.
No. I got a good. You're right. Don't get me wrong. You're right. Every kid's different. Everyone's different. Now I have 11-year-old twins, as you know, and so I watched this movie last night. I said, "Hey kids, we're going to watch a Christmas movie. I've got to do this for the podcast, but let's just watch it together. Anyways, it's Christmas time. Let's watch this together." And my 11-year-old daughter was out with my wife shopping, so they weren't there for us. So my two other sons were there, my 13-year-old, soon to be 14, and then my 11-year-old. And the 11-year-old is an avid movie watcher. Like, he's a smart movie watcher.
I love that.
He loves the Mission Impossibles. We're watching The Thin Red Line right now. We're watching that in piecemeal, mind you, because it is a lot. But they're watching The Thin Red Line. So they love, like, deep, heavy dramas. Like, they've watched, like, The Green Mile. They love dramas and that kind of stuff. So I want to make that clear that they're not just Marvel kids. They actually like
Which
stories.
sets your kids apart. I think your kids are probably the anomaly.
They might be, but I'm getting somewhere with this. So that same kid who loves these types of films that are dialogue heavy, story driven films, right? Half hour into this film, my 11-year-old goes, Dad, I can't. I'm done. I'm tapping out. He was bored. So he tapped out. Now my 14-year-old stuck around. I think he stuck around. I don't know, just to hang out with dad. I'm not sure, but he watched the whole thing. And objectively, I can see why my 11-year-old tapped out. And I could see why the same 11-year-old, as much as he likes these very intelligent films, would not have done that for the Santa Claus. So that's my long way of saying I get why the Santa Claus was a box office success with families.
Mhm.
But as an this is that's what I'm trying to get at. I don't know if this is a kid's movie. I think this is an adult Christmas film. What are your thoughts on that take?
It's interesting what constitutes Christmas movie versus kids' Christmas movie. I think
Sure.
back in the day, there wasn't distinction. Like the 1947 version, I'm very curious. I don't want to give too much away, but I'm curious what your kids would have thought of the original.
They might have liked it even maybe more, because I think anything to do with Santa, I think the Santa role parts were fun, and I think he enjoyed seeing Santa. But I think when it got to the, he never saw the court scene, so he never made it to the end, which was kind of fun and engaging. But the idea that there were some parts, I will admit, where I'm watching this through my kid's eyes, thinking, oh, I get why he tapped out. I'm fine watching this story, but I can kind of see he gets lost with the business side of things,
Sure.
why are we worried about one store getting more than another store? But I haven't seen the original in such a long time, but I suspect the original one, I think it's a half hour shorter. The first movie is
Let's
this
see.
one was
This
was just shy of 2 hours.
just
Kate.
shy of 2 hours. I have it up. Actually, the original was 20 minutes shorter.
Which can be a long time. That's a lot of subplot and who knows
Well,
what.
we'll get into some of the differences too. There was much more, they leaned a lot more into the romantic comedy part in this remake, the 94 romance.
Was it a comedy?
Or just yeah, it's a comedy.
This is weird. Okay, do we see the same
Okay, it
film?
is a drama, I guess.
It's not funny.
Well, it's just not heavy. I take it back. It's not necessarily a comedy. So the romance, not the romantic comedy piece, but the romance part of it, I guess.
Even the romance is in it. It's okay. This is where this is maybe my criticism is I don't know what lane it's really in, and it's not bad or good. It's, for example, Elizabeth Perkins, great by the way. She's 34 in this film. I always look up the actress's age because I feel like she's been in films forever.
Me
So
too.
she's 34 in this film, and Dylan McDermott, great actor. And side note, he plays a lawyer in this film, which he ends up playing on The Practice a couple years later. So when I'm watching him play the court scene in this, holy smokes, this guy was born to be a lawyer. He's great.
He has that look too.
How
So,
handsome
yes.
is he? How handsome is he?
Well,
was he handsome for you?
No, but it's weird because I like dark hair with colored eyes.
Okay, all right.
He is, most people, he is handsome. He's
objectively speaking,
objectively, I just don't really, he's not for me. Even though I recognize that he is a handsome man, he is supposed to be, and he's real young in this, he and Elizabeth. So
they're both in their 30s. Yeah, they're actually both age appropriate. In fact, he's a year younger than her, by the way.
Okay. So Elizabeth plays Dory, and she is Doris, Maureen O'Hara's character in the original. This high-powered executive at the department store. She's in charge of the parade.
Okay, what was the relationship though? That I was confused by that because if I was almost like, are they divorced with sharing this custody of a kid? I thought that was what it was at first. No, but because
they've just been dating.
Have they been dating? I'm so confused.
So,
it was such a weird, it didn't seem like they were even because he was I was confused about their relationship because I know the daughter's there and she trusts him completely with the girl and they have a great relationship. They're doing video messages to them and they're being silly. He loves her like his own daughter. But when he asks her to marry her, it almost seemed like they hadn't been on a date yet. It was really confusing to me about the relationship.
That was a bit, and she even speaks to it. So I can see why you say that. So Dylan McDermott plays Brian Bedford, and he is the neighbor. He's the neighbor. They live in the same apartment.
They live next door to each other?
They're in the same apartment building.
Okay.
That's why he was in her apartment.
Why do I get so confused by this stuff? I don't know what it is.
The daughter went to watch the parade because he was on the other side of the building. They live on the same floor in the same building. Okay. And it is clear a little bit later. You don't immediately know, but in a little bit, you realize that there's an existing relationship there.
Okay, so obviously, but I felt it odd that, and it's weird because it was one of these films where there wasn't, which is fine. I guess it's still kind of kid friendly. They didn't want to get too but there's been some kid films where there's drama in the relationships with the adults, but good and bad. What I liked is that Dylan McDermott's character, Bobby, is his name Bobby?
No, his
Right.
name's
That's his name in the
Brian.
Brian, sorry.
Bedford.
His name is Bobby in the practice. My apologies.
His name is Bobby in the practice.
Is that what I liked, because I hadn't seen this. I've seen this film once before, probably a long time ago, but I hadn't seen it in 20 odd years. But what I liked about his character was he wasn't a dick. And I was a little bit afraid of that the smarmy, that he was going to be the non-believer. I like that the guy, I know it sounds cliche, but the guy was the believer. He was the sweetheart of the film, that it was the mother who was kind of the non-believer, because he's just the feminine side. It's a little bit more soft, a little bit more believing, and the men are a little bit more, maybe not negative, but not as believing. And of course, the lawyer, the prosecutor lawyer, was that played by J.T. Walsh, represented that side of the coin. But the point is, I like that his character was just a good guy. I like that through the whole film, his character happened just to be a good guy. But at the same token, because of that, because he was such a great guy, he's sweet, he's good looking, great to the daughter, I'm like, woman, what is your deal? What are you? This is where, as a guy, I'm like, I
agreed. I mean,
okay,
and that's where
that's
I think
what was so crazy. And I was going to ask you about that. Here, let's say you're a single woman, you've got a guy who's intelligent, has money,
he's a catch,
and he loves your daughter, which is the number one thing in your life, and they have a great relationship. You're like, oh, but marriage, don't be silly. What are you doing? I go, what are we talking? What is she looking for? Help me out.
Well, this is where I think this is why romantic comedy came into my brain, because it's a trope in romantic comedies that for no reason whatsoever, the woman is so hurt by her previous experiences that she pushes the guy, this perfect man, away. And then the guy just keeps coming and keeps coming and keeps coming. And that would never happen in real life. He'd be like, okay, fine. I've got a lot of other options here. But in these romantic comedies, that's a trope. So she says it's not serious. And so
that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
When he proposes, it's a bit much. And then for her to say, she went as far as to say, if you put your faith in me, you're a fool.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I mean. It's like, oh, it seemed like they hadn't been dating yet. If I was watching that scene and you say to the viewer, how long have they been dating? My answer would have been, have they?
There's a few indications that they're not strangers, like
no, she trusts us.
Mm-hmm.
And I know people are like, guys, this is a Christmas movie. I'm sorry. This is this is the weakest part of the film. Is their relationship status is actually confusing to me, and then I had a hard time liking her character, and I didn't like that because I felt frustrated by the fact that she was such a. I know she loved her daughter and wanted to protect her daughter because she didn't want her daughter hurt by life the way she's been hurt by life. I get it. That's great. But then I guess I'm such a pragmatic person, so I'm like, lady, you got a great guy here. Your life could be good. Now, of course, spoiler alert, it ends up together. I know.
Again, this is the romantic comedy tropes. That's why I keep thinking about that, even though this is technically. But now I will say, Ryan, because you haven't had the extra help of recently rewatching the original.
No.
So the original, it's clear that they are neighbors, but they are not dating, and he wants to date her.
See, that I feel like they took that and they just made it a little bit more confusing. Does that, because what you just said there, that makes sense. Okay, that's what I felt. That's what it seemed like. But then it's like, oh, there's more. There you go.
It's because in this one, they had to set that up. They had to have at least been dating a little bit so that a proposal wasn't completely asinine.
Was there a proposal in the first one?
No.
Oh, okay.
But they do end up together in the original. But so in this one, there's the whole Kris Kringle, spoiler alert, sends each of them a card on Christmas Eve saying, meet me at the church.
That happens in both films?
No. So it doesn't. What I'm saying is, I think that in this one, it was a little bit longer. They had to kind of set up and make it realistic that they got married so quick. You know what I mean? So she quickly does realize that, okay, I bet he has a good catch. I hear you though, but the original is also the woman is the one. She's the high-powered career woman, which was extremely progressive in 1947.
That's crazy. That's great.
Maureen O'Hara, who I like her a lot. So she plays Doris. And so in the original, again, it's still the neighbor situation. It's a different name. It's not the same. Like they play different characters. Let's see. John Payne plays Fred Gailey. It's, kind of the stand-in character.
Sure. Right.
So yeah. And it is one thing in the 90s versions I have noticed, and I've brought up a few times, John Hughes portrays women that aren't married as like really heartless. And there's like, if you have a career, you could never, they're just like heartless bees who, it's a thing with John Hughes. I don't know if he's got like mommy issues or something. I'm not entirely sure. But Elizabeth Perkins plays that type very well, I think. She was really good at this.
Oh, Susan Walker, the character in the original, was played by a young actress, Natalie Wood.
Yes, the original Natalie Wood plays Susan. In this one, Mara Wilson plays her.
Right.
Or maybe it's Mara, whatever. But she's also in Mrs. Doubtfire and Matilda.
Right.
I wish you would have just recently rewatched so we could compare.
Oh.
You guys all know my thoughts about kids in movies. Now, this little girl grew on me. At first, I was like, uh-oh, I am not going to like her. She grew on me throughout the movie. But I will say, Natalie Wood as Susan in the original is so good. It's like a bazillion times better.
Wow. Because I'll say she was fine. I don't mean that like Mara Wilson's young character here. I was actually, the dialogue was pretty strong, which helps. And I'm not because I don't hate kids the way you do. So
you're not. I mean,
I'm sorry. I like to poke fun at you a little bit,
especially
but the point
in movies. I'm like, oh god.
No, I'm the same. I'm the same way. It's tough. It's tough being a child actor in general. So I will say she did pretty good. It actually was. She was actually. It didn't bother me at all, and it wasn't overdone. And she had the perfect amount of cuteness. The talking to Santa. I will say it's probably one of the stronger. So the fact you see Natalie Wood was so good in the original, I might have to rewatch it. Actually, I'm actually kind of curious now.
It's a better movie.
But yeah, I thought she was just fine.
Agreed.
And written well, directed well, and they didn't overdo the sappiness of silly. I mean, there's a certain degree, but this is the thing. I think this is an adult film, but they have the child voice. So when you're a kid, you're going to watch that character a little bit more. But I felt like a lot of this was a message to adults, not to kids. Okay. That's why I think it's when we as adults lose the magic of Christmas, when we stop believing, and when we stop believing in the magic of Christmas, and not to take that away from children. Let them. There's a part in the movie, I can't remember the exact quote or part, but the idea of let her. She says, "Can I just hold on to this a little bit longer? Can I just be a kid?" Sometimes parents, and I've known some. I won't name anybody. I've known people in my family who will kind of pop the Christmas bubble as a way of, I don't know, I'm not going to tell you how to parent your kids. What I'm getting at is let them believe in the magic, because we're all going to be grumpy adults soon enough. We're all going to be cynical and Christmas is fake. And what I did with my kids is that we told them that Santa is a character, the same way Mickey Mouse is a character or SpongeBob is a character. So it's not real in the sense of like, yes, there's a guy in the North Pole, but I said, but isn't it fun to believe in a character that does these things? So we always got trained, but we raised our kids to understand that Santa was a real character. The same way Mickey Mouse is a real, like when you go to Disneyland, what do you see? You give Mickey Mouse a hug and Donald Duck a hug. So that's the whole point. These are characters. And let kids believe, and even when kids go to Disneyland, they know it's not really a mouse. It's a costume that nobody's talking, but and even the adults, it's fun to believe. And I think we get so wrapped up in, oh, it's not real. Okay, heaven forbid. Have some fun.
I will say, I think, this is just, I can't prove this, but I think most kids are taught and grow up thinking for some period of time that Santa Claus is real. Not the character, but he's a real person.
I did. I was the same way.
And that's what I'm saying. Most kids
there's that cognitive dissonance where that happens. Well,
and even in the court case, it's brought up. Oh, so you told your kids this?
Yes.
You taught your kids that Santa was real? So it comes up in the court case, but Dory says she believed when she was a kid, and then it's not really investigated, but clear, like we get hints.
It broke her heart, and whatever it was. And I actually took that as funny enough, just as somebody who was raised religious, very quickly, that she talked about when she found out it wasn't true. It shattered her worldview. And I guess every kid is different. Everyone's experience is different. Same with my religious upbringing. When I found out it kind of wasn't empirically true, the things I was taught, it did shatter my worldview. So I understand that part of it for sure. So I think there is a little bit of allegory there between, I guess you could say, well, they talk about God and God we trust. The country of America was built on God. But what I liked when they did that at the end of the court case there was that even though they brought up God, they said God might not be something we can
You can't prove God
Prove-
either, yet it's the government believes in it so much it's on our dollar. Therefore,
Yeah.
Santa is real too.
Yeah, it's an interesting philosophical discussion. I actually found the court scene and the philosophical discussions fascinating. I admit, and I don't know if kids would get that. This is what I mean. I don't think this is a movie for kids. I think this philosophical discussions that the adults are having, I don't know how much kids are catching. What are your thoughts?
That's a fair point. I think a lot of movies, just like some kids' movies, have adult things in it because they know that parents are watching it too, and it needs to be, you at least need to digest it in some way or have fun. So I think in the same way, you're probably right. The themes of it, a lot of the dialogue that really pose questions. There's very religious overtones too, like comparisons. And when Dylan McDermott's character is like, I am going to prove that there is a Santa Claus and that he's you. And he says it in such a way, and then you see what he does, and you're like, oh, I see what he's doing. Yeah. So kids wouldn't get that, but there's also fun elements for the kids too.
It's the message. I think that's, if you want to look at it, if there's Christians out there who enjoy Christmas because of Christ, great. Believe, enjoy it. If you believe that there's a Santa that makes your family happy and you talk about Santa bringing stuff, great, enjoy it. But just be wary that you don't allow, maybe that's my soapbox. It's like, just be careful that your worldview isn't shaped around fallacies, because when quote unquote hard proof comes out that these are just characters. But I could argue that, yes, the God of Santa or Jesus of Santa, the reason why they're very similar is because if you're good, you're blessed, right? That's the idea. If you're good, you get blessed.
There's a naughty and nice list. You go to heaven or hell.
That's right. It's the same
God is Santa
idea.
Claus.
Santa sees you when you're sleeping, knows when you're awake, knows when you're looking at Playboys, all that stuff. So like that's the whole idea, is like Santa knows, God knows, right? So it's very obvious similarities, but that's what I'm trying to get is, let your kids know, well, no, and I tell my kids, I buy all the gifts. However, every Christmas, even now, they get a gift under the tree that's from Santa. But I'll tell you this much, Santa's gifts are always the ones that cost a lot of money. It says mom and dad, but I admit, but they get, the stockings are from Santa. Well, they know, but it says from Santa, and that's the fun.
A lot of families, it's funny that you say that. I somebody that I work with says too, she's like, I don't even know if she puts gifts for Santa under the tree, because she's like, I want my kids to know that's from me. It's funny how parents have grown to want more credit. Whereas also, I don't think back in the day,
we work our ass off. That's because we work.
Parents did too. So times have changed.
I was actually middle class back when middle class was a thing.
Yeah, it used to be a thing.
Lower middle class. That's how I always call myself. We were never. What's one under middle class now? I can't remember. Lower class? Is it just called lower class?
Working class, blue collar. I don't know.
No, but anyways, yeah. So back in the 80s, that was back when you could, under Reaganomics, when two working parents, you were doing okay. You back.
No, that was before Reaganomics.
Oh, 80s, whatever the 80s were.
He started the steady decline. It took 40 years. Yeah.
Thanks, Ronald. Appreciate it.
Yep. Yeah. It started yes, but to your point, the thing about Santa and the believing and everything, but what Dory says is kind of makes sense though. She's like, I want my kid to know the truth, and she gives her kid a test. Now, I'm curious what your thoughts are.
Sure.
Ask Santa for something that you don't ask me for Christmas, and if it's there, Santa's real. And in this movie, that happens. But if a kid watches this, and they ask Santa something at the mall, and the parents don't know.
I disagree with that parenting. This is me. I mean, a parent. I disagree with the parenting. That's just when you say, "Look, okay, sweetheart." That's when you say she's a smart kid. That's exactly when I would have come and said, "Okay, good. You're coming at me." I think that's what I did with I've had 6 kids, so I can't remember each journey. But the rule was always, when the kid asks, you tell the truth. And so if they say, is Santa real? Or I hear kids at school saying Santa's not real. I say, yeah, you're right. He's not. And that's when you just say, he's not real as in I'm real, your father. He's a character that's fun to believe in. So your friends are right at school, but it's something to freak out about. And that's the same thing. She should have done that here. She said, okay, sweetheart, isn't it fun to believe? Isn't it fun? Isn't it good to be good for goodness sake? Those are good things. But Santa's not real, but the principles of goodness and kindness, those are real things. Those are things that we should enjoy and embrace. And Santa represents goodness and charity and peace, or Christ or whoever. That's what you have to say. And I don't know. I know it's a movie, and she's not thinking that way. But she should
And
have
it's a
done that.
remake. You have to, they have to kind of
Yeah.
stick with the content of the original.
But
a
that
little bit.
litmus test of I'll show you Santa's not real. You're gonna be disappointed when you ask for something you don't get. Like, geez, like that's.
Well, I mean, they needed that in the movie.
But you get what I'm saying? The poor kid.
Yeah, but that's the whole point of the movie is that in
Yes.
this movie they're showing Santa is real. But
Okay, can we talk about her wish list? What she got? Like, this is insane. Okay, you'll say,
and he
the
makes
rich
it
rich get
happen.
richer. The rich get richer. Okay, so my wife came in at the end of the film when she came back from shopping, and they get the wish. So they get the Immaculate Conception. They have a baby in their belly. And she gets her brother in the end. Because they had coitus.
Well, it wasn't immaculate because
yeah,
they
I
had
know it was my
gotten married.
joke. It was
they got married the night before.
They got married and they had coitus for the first time. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, they didn't wear protection, so she's pregnant. And then they got the house. They were both living in this upper New York City apartments, so who knows what those were worth. And they were nice places. And it's like the rich get richer. They get this beautiful big home. Like, there's a part of me is like, oh my gosh, talk about embarrassment of riches. I almost felt like it was almost too much. It made me miss It's a Wonderful Life. That ending is much more sweeter. Like, every time a bell rings, angel. That's a much sweeter, more humble ending. This one's like, holy smokes, the lottery winners won another lottery. I don't know.
Well,
What do you
again,
think of that?
in 47, so things didn't used to be as expensive. So now they are well off, both of them. He's a lawyer.
Yeah.
She's, like an
Some sort of-
executive at Macy's or Kohl's.
And they have those
remakes.
upper apartments in New York City looking over the city. Like, they're looking over the Macy Day Parade. That's probably an expensive apartment.
It's outrageous. Like the house in the country costs less, I would imagine.
Oh, I
than-
see what you're saying.
but
Yeah, I guess for me as a father, that's
but
an
in
upgrade
the-
of the space and the home life. And
But so it doesn't work in this. They can afford it because she got a bonus. But now they have two incomes, one house in the
Yes.
country versus separate incomes,
Yeah.
each with an apartment in New
the
York.
rich get richer.
But where I'm in the 90s version, but what I'm saying is in the 47 version,
Okay.
while they are well off, those apartments were not outrageously like $1 bazillion like they are today.
Mhm.
Like a somewhat normal person could still live in the city. You can't now.
No.
You know what I mean?
I just thought that was fine. I know it's 2025 goggles and finances. I was happy for them, but I was more happy they were a family, but I felt like they were really selling the physical gifts too. Wow, the home, and it's fully furnished, and it has all these. Who put the gifts under the tree? Who are they for? There's
Kris Kringle. The whole point was that Santa did
sorry.
it. Santa did it.
You're right. I'm an idiot. I
But
forgot he's real.
Santa's real. And the
All right.
ring, we know that he's real because there's only one way. The surprise wedding at the church, the priest has the ring. So the purpose of this movie, it is a remake. So we have to kind of stick with some of the original themes.
But what I liked about it, that it was
go
real,
ahead.
but it was also, there's nothing in the film that you saw that couldn't have been real life. Meaning, that's what I liked about it. Yes, he's talking to the deer, but you don't see the deer talk back. You see, like, everything on the surface is, you never see him be Santa for real. There's like the Santa Claus, you see Tim Allen's character, get fat and talking to elves. There's nowhere in this film where objectively he could have been a crazy man. That's what I loved about it, is that there's no proof that he did any of this.
And there's
Am I wrong about that?
no, but the reason he can't make the reindeer fly is because they only fly on Christmas Eve or, on Christmas.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. That
There's a
it's
reason.
That's right. It's like
The
it's like Sesame,
rationalization.
you remember
for it.
Sesame Street?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, you remember Snuffleupagus?
Yeah.
Nobody saw Snuffleupagus by Big Bird. So
Mhm.
objectively, everyone could just say, Big Bird, you're crazy. You keep talking about this big elephant creature that walks around and talks to you. Nobody saw Snuffleupagus, but Big Bird he was just here. You just missed him. Remember that? It was always, everyone just misses this big creature.
Mhm.
That's what I mean. This Santa character, everything he's saying, everyone around him, it's like he's not done. He could just be a learned man. He could also just be a little bit crazy. But that's what I love about it, is that that's the point. Is it's the message of Christmas that's real, not the actual entity. That all these things that happened in the film happened because people believed in the spirit of Christmas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Did I get the message? Did I add the message?
Done. We're done with the episode. No, I'm just kidding. No, that's totally valid. I will say I want to get to some more of the comparisons with the original, but I did think the cast in this, it really stood out to me. Like because I don't really remember watching this. And so, we talked about Richard Attenborough, Elizabeth Perkins, Dylan McDermott. J.T. Walsh plays the prosecutor here.
He was in everything before he died.
He was. And we talked about him last season because he was in 4 Kurt Russell movies.
Yes, that's what he was in A Few Good Men. Like he's that actor. Like he is everywhere. And poor guy. Oh, I don't remember how he died, but he died at the age of 54. Just looking quickly here.
Heart attack or cancer, probably.
Yeah, that's just. It sucks because he was just one of those working actors. And it's the perfect where he doesn't have to carry the film, but he's in every film. That's
and he's good. There are a lot of those. I will say this cast is full of those really solid working actors where they're not the go-to like leading man or woman. So there's also James Remar.
Yes.
As
Dexter's dad.
Yeah, yes. So he plays Jack Duff. He's one of the guys. So there's a competing department store, Shoppers Express. And we're introduced to its founder, Victor Landberg, I want to say, with like evil music, and he's trying to, that's a very 90s thing. He's trying to take over. It's Kohl's in this, not Macy's, and we'll get to that.
Right.
It was Macy's in the original, but they didn't get the rights. Like they didn't bother to get copyright.
Well, apparently they did. Macy's didn't believe they should do it on the remake. They were anti the remake. So
they were.
Didn't. Yeah.
So they just changed it to Kohl's. So, and that is something that's different. That bit, the competing store, is not at all part of the original. There's a completely different way that they're trying to get Kris Kringle committed to the mental hospital. So that was really interesting. It was like a guy that worked at Macy's who somehow is in charge of like evaluating people's mental acuity to work at Macy's, and he was convinced, so he was kind of the evil guy instead. So that was the original. So James Remar plays Jack Duff, one of Landberg's people. Also Jane Leaves plays the other one. So there's 2 kind of like quote unquote, they're not like bad guys, but they play for the antagonist, I guess.
Yeah. So
Dexter's dad.
Dexter's dad and Perry Gilpin. Is that her name? No, that's the other actress. Fraser's.
So Jane Leaves plays Daphne. That's her name. Yeah. She plays Daphne on Frasier. I love her.
And she had a very small role in this, which is weird because I believe Frasier was out of this time. So 94 Frasier must have been started.
It maybe didn't get big yet, or maybe this came out. She was probably doing both at the same time.
Right. Frasier's premiered in 93, but so that year was filming probably the same time. But still, I don't know, that show was always big. I think at the very beginning, but all that being said, it was weird seeing her in this role playing a not a very nice person because she's such a sweetheart in Frasier.
Well, I loved her. I don't love Frasier.
Oh, I'm a Frasier
I know you are.
Okay.
But Jane Leaves plays Joy in Hot in Cleveland.
I still haven't seen that. Is that a fun movie?
It's
fun show?
Very good. It's essentially Golden Girls.
Okay.
But in with where Betty White actually plays like Estelle Getty's, like it's more modernized. The girls are from LA. They end up living in Cleveland, and Joy is sort of the Blanche character.
Okay.
Played by Jane Leaves in this. So she's in tons of things. These are,
Yeah. I love seeing the young because I'm a big Dexter fan. So when I saw Dexter's dad, I was like, it was just weird seeing him like younger.
Yeah. Well, and he's another one.
He looks the same. But he looks the same. He's aged very well.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. He has over 200 acting credits too, so he's kind of one of those.
I've said it 100 times. I don't mind repeating it. You don't want to be Tom Cruise. You don't want to be Brad Pitt.
Agreed.
You kind of want to be like, if you're gonna because you get to be in films and TV and act and have a good time, but you can go shopping.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only reason I'm bringing up Simon Jones, who plays Mr. Shellhammer, and he's like either the manager of the Macy's or the toy department manager. I'm not entirely certain, but he plays Shellhammer. Very specific.
Is that the older, bigger guy?
No, he's the thin guy with the mustache.
Oh, okay. What was he in?
He was also credited as playing the same name, Shellhammer, in Matilda. Same guy, plays the same character. Or at least
he's in both universes.
I'm sure I've seen Matilda, but I don't recall anything from it. So I don't know if it was just coincidental or if that, anyway. Okay. Yeah.
Did you recognize a one cameo there by Allison Janney?
Oh, I couldn't love Allison Janney
Yeah, I love her
more.
too.
She plays
so
the
adorable.
woman and her accent. She's just so
Yeah.
good. She's credited as the woman, but she's the brazen woman shopper where
Calls
she's
out the Santa or whatever.
like, he's telling us where to get, telling
Yeah.
Shellhammer. He's telling, and that character does exist in the original as well. So at first you're like, oh crap, they're going to sack Kris Kringle because he's telling people where to get their kids shit that they want cheaper.
Right.
But then somehow in this magical universe, that makes them a more loyal shopper, which
Yeah,
in real
yeah,
life
I love that.
wouldn't happen. You'd be like, okay, so everything here is more expensive. But in the movie world, that works. What do you like her in? What are you familiar with?
Well, it's funny. I never watched The West Wing, which I know I have to watch because I love Martin Sheen. I love
Same.
politics. I
Same. Maybe
love
we should cover
politics.
it, Ryan.
Well, that'd be fantastic. I know it's already years ago since it
Mhm.
ended, but the point is, I love politics, and I love those type of dramas. So I just never saw it. However, I loved her. I watched the comedy show Mom, and I love her in that. I thought she was great in it with
She's great.
her, and she was fantastic in that. So I just fell in love with her because that's that Chuck Roper. What's his name? Chuck Lorre.
Chuck Lorre, yeah.
With Chuck Lorre. I know it's a Chuck Lorre made show, but it's great. She's great in it, along with her daughter, played by.
Yeah, I don't love her as much, the blonde. Yeah.
But the
Anna
cast of
Faris
character,
is
Anna
her
Faris,
name.
and but the characters in Mom, the friends of Allison Janney's character, they're such a fun. It really.
I
is a
agree.
fun
I
cast.
like that aspect way more than Anna Faris's part. So I think they've really
Sure.
expanded Allison Janney from the beginning to where it is.
Yeah,
But
they did. Yeah.
speaking of Tanya Harding, earlier in the trivia, Allison Janney plays Margot
that's
Robbie's
right.
mom. Like she
That's
plays Tanya
right.
Harding's mom
Wow, full circle.
in that, and she won an Oscar for that role.
That's a
Allison
good
Janney.
reminder. I have to watch that now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a few other it's that person, working characters that are familiar from things that maybe they weren't then, but now rewatching it 30 years later. Catherine Narducci is in this just a little bit, and she has a very thick, New York Italian accent, and that's kind of who she plays in everything.
Okay, I didn't recognize her from anything. She sort of looked familiar, but
yes. So you'd know her because she played Charmaine Bucco in Sopranos.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And she's also in
I got to rewatch that series.
A Bronx Tale, Jersey Boys, Irishman. Like she plays that kind of a character a lot.
And she's a lovely woman. So it's where my brain when I saw her goes, oh, she looks familiar, but I didn't know if it was just that classic Italian Bronx,
I love
New
it.
York.
Yep.
Yeah. But she nails that role very well. That
She
type
does.
of character. Yeah.
Then there's Peter Garrity, who plays the cop. He's a super well-known character actor. Sneaky Pete, The Wire, Charlie Wilson's War.
Yes.
And Jack McGee plays the drunk Santa. So he has a pretty big role in this, I would say. And he's another one of those super familiar faces, right?
Oh yeah, you recognize him for sure. What was he? He was in a TV show called Brooklyn South that I liked. Had a short
see
run.
that.
Plays like a cop. A lot of that type of same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was the sheriff in Basic Instinct.
There you go. Yeah, and there's one scene where where they fake the assault, or he antagonizes Santa to assault him in the street because it was uncomfortable when he's saying, "You like kids? Is that why you're the Santa? Because you like touching kids?" type thing. Holy crap! I don't think that was in the original, was it?
No, because like I said, the
Into
way that
court.
Santa is proved to be mentally ill and therefore needs to be
Right.
committed. There is a guy, like an antagonist, but it's a completely different storyline.
I couldn't believe they went there. I know, but I was like, even 2025 wise, this is 1994. You're a creep. That's why you like doing this, because you like the little ones or something like that. He didn't say kids, like little ones or little. What did he say again?
I mean,
Little
he was
ones?
implying that. I mean, he had to go there to get a rise out of this sweet old man that is Santa Claus for him
But
to
I
be
found this is the part where you could argue if you want to look at this objectively like a lawyer, like reasonable doubt. The way Santa, the character, Kris Kringle, acted in that moment by striking him with the cane, even though he was being insinuated that he was a molester, a child predator. I almost believe the real Santa still wouldn't have done that. So that's a case in point where maybe if you want to be, that might have been an Easter egg done by John Hughes saying, hey, if you want to be on the side of the fence that this guy isn't Santa, I think that action is Exhibit A, that behavior isn't very Santa-like. Even if he's been called all those things, the fact that, and the way he did act doty and kind of like weirdly, sure, whatever you say, lawyer. Like, I would say Santa should be smarter than that. He's been around forever. In fact, it was at that moment, Katie, where I thought maybe he isn't Santa. That's because that's also the point of this film, is that, again, there is no Santa, isn't real. The reality is Santa is
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Santa's not a real thing, but that's what makes this movie ironically kind of
there's layers,
interesting
upon layers a little bit.
Yeah, there's layers. It's not as simple as you think. Because you, as the viewer, like, am I just going to buy that this guy is Santa? So that's I again, Exhibit A, that this guy maybe isn't Santa. That's the biggest piece of evidence. The physical assault on your because he even says he trapped me, antagonized me. Santa, come on, man, you should be better than that. You should have ignored it, walk away, don't give into it. And
I thought so too. I was like, oh,
that's
crap,
a very
they're gonna get
human
him.
reaction.
You see it coming, like because the drunk Santa, James Remar's character puts him up to this, obviously, pays him to do this, and you're like, oh crap, he's going to make him do something. And you could argue, because it's a little unclear, I do think he does actually kind of strike him, but you could also argue he just lifts his cane, because it's in the original, it's less blatant that he hits the person with his cane. It's almost like kind of an accidental thing that the person then gets hurt. But then, so yes, it's like Santa wouldn't do that, but then he fails the mental test on purpose because he realized he did something that puts Santa in a bad light, and he wants the kids to believe. Yeah, because his
mental illness is such where it's that when you're crazy, sometimes you're crazy enough to understand like the character that you're crazy. Like, it's not like, it's weird. Like, he's a functioning person. It's, like I said, objectively speaking, all the evidence points to the fact that this man just might be a very sweet, mentally ill person. Mm-hmm. You can be mentally ill and very sweet and functioning, and that's what this movie does.
They point to that in the original. They're like, he's because he lives at like a home for the elderly, and the doctor there is like, he's harmless. He's like, I don't think he's mentally ill, but even if he is, he's harmless. So he says in the original, but in both, he's charged with people wanting him to be committed, taken out of society. And what he does is he thinks he is Santa, and kind of the point of the movie that he is Santa. But then he's like, I love children and the idea of Christmas so much that I'm willing for people to think that I'm not him, me, Kris Kringle, I'm not Santa, so that your view of Santa, the real Santa, is not dirtied.
Right. Yeah. It's yeah. I mean, Ryan believes he's Santa in the film, but objective, logical Ryan could also argue the point that they did the film well enough that you don't know. And that's what actually makes the film so good, is you, the viewer, get to decide what side of the fence you're on. And that could change your enjoyment of the film or not. If you actually believe he's just a mentally ill person, this film could have a different experience for you. But I just bought in that, yes, he's Santa, and the journey wasn't for him. It was for the characters around him, for the world around him to believe again in the spirit of Christmas. But
so again, having watched both, this movie hits you more over the head with it. At the end, the girl gets all the things she wants. She asks for 3 enormous things: a brother, a father, and a home, a house. And she ends up, and they clearly show us that she gets all of those things.
Right.
Well, I guess you could argue she's not asking for material things. So I think you're not meant to get richer. What you're supposed to get from this is the corporate greed aspect of it. And that she, the child, wants innocent things like family. So anyway, but they hit us over the head a little bit more with this is Santa in this movie. Right. Whereas the original, the ending is a lot quieter and more like elegantly ambiguous in the original. So it's less big, emotional, made to prove Santa more definitively. The original didn't necessarily do that.
Right.
So which do you feel like it is more in the spirit of the story or the holiday?
Well, I mean, I haven't seen the original in such a long time, but the way you're saying, of course, I think the original probably has that feeling. But yeah, I wish not that you did didn't ask me to. It's just funny. I literally just saw.
I just so
didn't have
happened
time.
to. I know last I was like, oh, I hope Ryan's seen it because I want
No,
to.
I have, but it's funny. I think I've seen the original first before I saw the remake, so to speak.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but that being said, I think both just have a different message. I can't really answer that, I guess, very well, but I will say that this movie is a good Christmas movie. I should maybe say that. This is a good movie. I really did like this movie. My biggest criticism, like I said at the beginning, is just I get wrapped up. I don't know what it is. I get hyper focused sometimes on things of characters. So I'm confused about their relationship status, and that bugs me. It's like I shouldn't be confused because
just let it be, Ryan. Move on. Let's move on.
Well, I know, but then I think, am I an idiot? Am I just a dumb viewer? Like, why do I care? Like, why is their relationship status so ambiguous? But then she trusts him with the daughter. She says, "I love your daughter," and she sees him as a father figure. But then the woman's like, do I know you? I felt like
every person has their own like little things.
So anyways, other than that, Richard did an amazing job playing Kris Kringle. I thought he was adorable, sweet. I hate to say it, but a sweet old man. I can see how the world was affected so nicely by him. I thought he was perfectly cast. I thought he did a fantastic job playing Kris Kringle. I don't know if we spoke much about that, but I thought at the end of the day, his performance was spot on. I like how they made the film look like a 40s film with the lighting. And to make it had that glow, had that colorized glow. Yeah.
Very nice.
And
the original did that too. Kind of.
Yeah, well, they said they did that on purpose. They wanted to, and I know it because I was watching this as high def on my big screen. I was like, oh, this looks really nice. So the movie looked really nice and modern, had a good film quality to it. I mean, a couple confusing plot points, but overall, I enjoyed this film. I don't know if it's for kids in the sense of, like I said, I have a smart kids that like to watch smart movies. But my son tapped out. So what does that mean? Maybe it's just not for him. Maybe it's just too much girly stuff. I don't know. But he tapped out and he was bored. So
well, even this is a 30-year-old movie for him. Do you know what I mean? Like a lot of kids can't watch things that we used to watch too. So I think
they do. That's what I mean. My kids do. They do. But I mean, I hear you. But they do watch. Like we watched Platoon the other day and they loved it. And Full Metal Jacket. My 11-year-old, he's huge into war movies right now. That's his thing. He wants to watch more, which is when I kind of got into war movies when I was 11, 12. So. But that being said, I don't think I would enjoy this movie as a 12-year-old. There you go.
Okay.
And I was watching Platoon when I was 12. You know what I mean? So I was watching heavy dramas and big stories. This would have bored me at 12, but 50-year-old Ryan, I got wrapped up in it. So I think honestly, it's an adult film. I don't know if it's for kids. I don't know. I know there's Santa Kris Kringle. I would suspect the original probably would be more kid-friendly.
It's not.
No?
It's not. It's not. I don't think it's more kid-friendly, but I do think the original is better.
Okay.
And I'm not alone. This movie, the 94 movie, has a 6.6. Yeah, 6.6.
That's decent.
Yeah, it is. It's good.
C plus.
Good.
It's a C plus film.
Grading on a curve that's more like a B, almost.
66%?
Meaning of movies, nobody's at 100. Like the best movie is a 9. You know what I mean?
Right.
IMDb wise. So 6.6 is like close to 7. So that's pretty good. Pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like very few movies get into the 8s, but the original almost did it. The original has a 7.9. So fairly significantly better. And I would agree. What is really interesting, I don't know if, because I watch subtitles and I know that you do too.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
And even when I was looking up the research, the 94 version of Kris Kringle is spelled with 2 S's.
Yes.
Kriss. Yeah. And I thought that was a mistake. And then when I was watching the movie and the subtitles showed 2 S's. And then I immediately after watched the original and it's only 1 S. So the spellings are different in the movies. And the reason, again, very similar to it not being Macy's, is to avoid legal and trademark complications.
Oh my gosh.
And also, I guess it could subtly distinguish the versions of the movies, I guess, a little bit. I would just say, too, you're probably right about the adult thing, and it's just the reverse of kid films have things in it for adults. This is maybe for adults that has some stuff in it for kids.
There you go. I think that's a good way of looking at it. Yeah, okay.
I know we're talking about the John Hughes version, but the original feels a little more grounded and like very New York. It feels like you're in New York more in the original. And especially like the parade, when I was watching it, the original, I was like, God, that looks real. Well, then this morning when I was looking up some stuff, That was actually real Macy's
Footage?
Thanksgiving parade. It's real footage.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We talked about Doris being really pioneering as a career woman in the original. And actually, to your point about you're wondering about the relationship and why Dory is being like, why is she pushing Dylan McDermott off so much? Interestingly enough, she's softer. This version of Dory is softer
Oh, wow.
than Maureen O'Hara's version. The extra 20 minutes, you could argue, is the subplot, the like romantic subplot.
Sure. Right.
It is secondary. In the original, it's extremely secondary. At the end, they do end up at a house. The original, the little girl only asks for a home. She doesn't ask for a dad or a brother. So those are things that are only in the John Hughes 94 version. The court case is also sharper and more satirical. The proof is not the dollar bill in God We Trust. The proof is different. I don't know if you remember at all.
I don't remember.
It's more like bureaucratic. It's all the letters to Santa that are held at the post office because they can't, it's illegal to not deliver them to, and so they bring like bags and bags, tens of thousands of letters to Santa to the courtroom. And that's how they prove.
Oh, I think I remember
That's
that
how
now.
they
Okay.
prove that Santa is real in the original versus the In God We Trust on the dollar bill.
Okay. Interesting.
Now, Elizabeth Perkins met and married her husband on the
That's
set.
right. That's crazy.
Cinematographer Julio Macat. And a nod to recently covered Home Alone 2, where Macaulay Culkin uses a talk boy. And we see it in the Shoppers Express entrance. It's a purposeful nod to this movie. It advertises a talk boy. So that's a purposeful nod to another
Little
John.
nod. The universe, you could argue, is of Home Alone.
So Mary McCormick has her debut role in this. She plays the secretary of Dory, and I completely missed her. But her character has a name, Myrna Foy, in this movie. I guess she's credited as that, which apparently is a clear reference to actress Myrna Loy, who was just a very popular actress of the 1940s. That was like a purposeful thing they did. Also, there was a character in the original. He plays Santa. What is his name in this? Oh, Alfred. He plays Alfred, being like a little protege of Santa. He works at the store, and his name is Alan Greenman in the original. And in this movie, he plays the doorman.
Oh, okay.
So, little crossover there.
Yeah, that's great. That's the John Hughes-verse, I guess. Hughes-verse. There you go.
I liked your thoughts. I don't know if there's anything additional that you want to add in closing for John Hughes' 1994 remake of the classic Christmas movie, Miracle on 34th Street.
Is it a classic? Well, I guess after 25 years, it could be called a classic. Is that the rule?
It's a remake of the classic.
Sure. Okay. Fair enough. Well, look, I will say this, or watch as an adult for sure, because I think you'll get into the Christmas spirit. I think it's a great philosophical discussion of both God, Santa Claus, all those things about what's more important. There you go, Kate. What's more important, the messaging or the messenger? So the idea is it terrible to say show love, be charitable, be kind to your neighbor, be forgiving? Well, that's the Christ message. Or be good, listen to your parents, be kind to your friends. That's a Santa message. Now, you could say the messengers are fake, they're not real people, but the messaging is valid. It's good. That's a good way to be in society. That's my hot take. I think being a good person is I know, isn't that weird?
I mean, nowadays it is a hot take, I think.
I
Anytime
guess so.
somebody requests that of you, you're woke.
That's true. So I guess I'm woke because I just want to be nice. I just want people to be nice and fair and kind. I'm crazy, I know.
It's wild.
I know.
Wild
So that being
take.
said, if you want to get that kind of, but it's a great philosophical discussion. But are we mad at the messenger or the message? So I like that idea. So it's actually a lot more. Put it this way, I went in thinking this was going to be a hokey, annoying kid wanting to believe in Santa's story. I left thinking, there's actually a lot here to take in and figure out. So I actually like the philosophical courtroom drama of it. Yeah.
I like it. I think I would agree. There were some parts that were really elevated, like you said, some of the philosophical things, and some things that just weren't crisp. Like it just needed maybe one more pass. I did want to point out what Kris Kringle tells Dory. I specifically made a note. Kris Kringle says to Dory, "I'm not just a whimsical figure. I'm a symbol of the human ability to suppress the hateful and selfish tendencies that rule the major part of our life. If you can't accept anything on faith, you are doomed a life dominated by doubt."
Yeah. I remember that when that happened in the film, that's a very poignant moment. That's what I mean. There's a lot of messaging here that a kid might hear them and be,
Yeah, he kind of goes on, and there's a lot of things like they point out, "Oh, I think you've made believers of everyone," and Kris Kringle hasn't quite made a believer yet of Dory and the daughter. So there's one last tidbit that needs to be taken care of, and they do wrap it up perfectly. And this is also a wrap of Miracle on 34th Street. Ryan, don't forget to remind us about some of your shows. Anything you have upcoming that you want to get people excited about?
Well, I don't know if I get anyone excited about anything, but I'll try. The Director's Chair Network. Again, Google the Director's Chair Network podcast, available on YouTube. You get the visuals. You can actually get the visuals of our discussions. But if you don't want that, it's also available anywhere you listen to podcasts. And as of right now, I've already got in the bank, and you're one of those episodes that are banked. We're covering Terrence Malick films. That's the next film that I'm covering. And I've already got 2 episodes recorded at the time of recording. I've got banked episodes of Terrence Malick's journey. I'm really loving the discussion so far. And you joined me for the first episode of that season where we covered Badlands. Speaking of Martin Sheen with The West Wing. So yeah, Badlands. I can't wait for that one to go public.
I'm excited about it too. It's a wild ride of a movie. And I guess I'm learning more about myself that I kind of like 70s movies. So so we don't cover 70s movies on Retromade, guys. We're strictly 80s and 90s, but
there's an aesthetic to the 70s, and we talked about that in our discussion. And the next one, we covered Days of Heaven. That was a big discussion point, too, the 70s film. So, yeah, check that out. And, thank you so much, Katie, for having me on. I hope I didn't derail it too much.
Never. But you guys, if you did enjoy this episode of Retromade with Ryan, the best gift that you can give this season is, guess what, guys? It's a quick rating or review. Wherever you listen to this, it does actually help the show grow. So if you could please do that, I would very much appreciate it. Call it my Christmas gift. You can also subscribe on YouTube. You can leave a comment, join the conversation on Facebook. There's so many things you can do. You can email me. I do actually really like hearing from people directly. It allows you more to say than just a quick comment on Facebook. But I like those too. So please feel free to send an email. And thank you for spending a little holiday magic with us. Until next time. Be kind. Rewind.